The International Race of Champions, or better known as IROC, started back in 1974 and ran all the way into 2006. An all-star series that brought some of the best, from NASCAR, IndyCar, IMSA, the World of Outlaws, and even Formula One. And in its early days, road racers and open-wheel drivers would get crowned champion of the series. As from 1974 all the way up to 1979, Mark Donohue, Bobby Unser, AJ Foyt, Al Unser, and Mario Andretti were all crowned champion. But from 1980 to its demise in 2006, NASCAR drivers absolutely dominated the series, with Al Unser Jr. being the only driver outside of NASCAR to claim the series championship, as he did in 1986 and 1988 respectively. As the series progressed into the 80s, it was kind of pretty obvious why NASCAR drivers excelled, as most of the races were on NASCAR tracks, and the cars themselves, especially from 1990 forward, were very closely aligned to a NASCAR-style stock car. All of the cars in the series were prepared equally, putting it completely in the driver's hands to go out there and win and be the best. In 2005, in the middle of his complete and utter champ car dominance, winning 4 championships in a row, Sebastien Bourdais competed in the IROC series. The 12 drivers that competed in 2005 were pretty diverse. As from NASCAR, you had Mark Martin, who just became the winningest driver in IROC history in the first round at Daytona, Martin Truex Jr., who was the NASCAR Busch Series champion, Bobby Hamilton, who seems like a random driver to kind of throw in there, but he was the 2004 NASCAR Truck Series champion, as well as the 2003 NASCAR Cup Series champion Matt Kenseth and the 2004 champion Kurt Busch. You also had Scott Pruitt, who was tearing it up in IMSA, or better known back then as the Grand Am Series, Helio Castroneves from the IRL, Buddy Rice from the IRL, as well as the Kings Steve Kinser and Danny Lasowski from the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series, and the man who's kind of done a little bit of it all, Max Papis. Sebastien Bourdais would be on pole for the race, as 12 of motorsport's best take on the Texas Motor Speedway for 67 laps.
20 IROC races have been won from the pole. Only 7 have been won from the last starting spot. Here we go. Green flag.
Yeah, we got a great start for Kinser here.
Wow. He goes right to the bottom.
I wouldn't amaze me. I would have thought we'd have saw a red flag in that one for a restart. He really got a great start on that one.
And Rusty, that's a good point, because in the IROC series, they will redo a restart.
3 wide. Uh-oh, caution lights.
Yeah, we do have a restart. That was just a little too much of a jump there, Mike.
You can't beat the pole sitter to the start-finish line.
Steve Kinser thought he might have got away with one there, but as mentioned by the broadcast team, the IROC series will redo starts if they're not satisfied with how the restart turned out, as Steve Kinser clearly beat Sebastien Bourdais to the line.
But Mike, I don't know any rules. If he jumps it again, will they put him to the back?
They can. They do have the option of penalizing him to the rear of the field. He cannot beat Bourdais to the start-finish line. That's the rule.
Well, let's see what happens.
So here we go.
There may be a little leeway in there, but the idea is to have the front rows side by side.
Bourdais is not going to let this happen again, I wouldn't think.
Here we go, and Bourdais is on it.
Oh, yeah, that was
That's
perfect.
A great start. Busch is already after it. He's banging, he's bumping, he's already after it with Kinser.
I think Busch has got to be careful in that outside lane. He's got to be careful not to spin him out. He's got to hit him. Oh, they're both bump drafting.
In the corners, not just the straightaway.
3 wide down the back straightaway into 3.
Scott Pruitt on the inside squeezes Bourdais out of the middle.
Now these guys got to get the good out of these new tires, Mike. They've got fresh stickers right now. I'd make my move quick, drive real aggressive, and then once these things start wearing, settle in.
The restart was much tighter this time around, as Sebastien Bourdais did not let Steve Kinser get a jump. However, Steve Kinser, who would win his 20th World of Outlaws championship in 2005, would not be denied and would take the early lead of the race. At every restart, the racing would be very intense and everyone was trying to get what they can right from the drop of the green flag, as these cars ran a super speedway style package, so it made passing relatively difficult without the help of another car. To an extent, this would be kind of similar to what we have at Atlanta Motor Speedway in 2025. The first caution flag of the race would come on lap 6 with Scott Pruitt, who was running second behind Steve Kinser, drifted up a little bit in turn 4 and got turned around by Matt Kenseth. He would make contact with the outside wall with the left front of his car, damaging the fender, but more importantly, puncturing the radiator, bringing an end to his race as he would have to retire the car. And in case you're wondering, the caution flag laps do not count in the IROC series. It is only green flag laps that count.
Roseville, California, Scott Pruitt started out as a go-kart star as Matt Kenseth gets into the back of him.
Yeah, Matt just got a little too tight right there. I mean, it looks like the old one might have been a little bit of trouble. Matt was catching pretty hard.
Close call for Mark Martin. Here's Bobby Hamilton.
Let me tell you guys, that's what you don't want to see going through that smoke.
Green flag once again. Kenseth and his Nextel Cup teammate Mark Martin work the outside together. Kinser has Bourdais with him on the inside.
I will tell you, that is about as great a restart as you can get. As the announcer would say, 2 by 2. Now look at the dude going down to block that car. We're through. Oh, here we go.
No, 3 wide. That didn't work too well. Not for Matt.
Not for Matt. Matt's not liking that one, but hey. Uh-oh, here we go. Mark Martin was dead sideways, guys. I'll tell you what.
So it's Kinser back to second. Lasowski capitalizes for third. And Martin is fourth.
We're looking for a race, gang, but this might be survival of the fittest from what we're seeing here right now.
These cars have got so much downforce. They can make such incredible moves out there. It's just amazing. And I don't know if we can go back to a little bit, but Mark Martin just about lost it off that corner.
Once again, the restart was wild as hell as the drivers were trying to get everything that they could get as the cars came up to full speed. Sebastien Bourdais made one hell of an aggressive move going down into turn number 3 on the inside, taking it 3 wide, forcing Matt Kenseth, who was on the outside, way up the track and coming away with the lead. However, the field would quickly get single file and start to spread out as Sebastien Bourdais and Kurt Busch began to separate themselves from the rest of the field. Kurt Busch was putting immense pressure on Sebastien Bourdais, but to this point cannot successfully make a pass to take the lead. On lap 37, the field would get bunched back up when Danny Lasowski got into the outside wall. The contact was relatively minor, and it was thrown more of a precaution to prevent him from blowing a tire, but in reality, I think it was just to bunch the field back up, as a caution definitely did not need to be thrown for this.
That's not much of a hit, though. I wouldn't have thought they'd throw the caution for that right there, Mike.
During this yellow flag, Mark Martin and Matt Kenseth would come down pit road to get IROC officials to look at some damage that they got on the racetrack from contact with other cars, as damage can affect the handling and really tighten the car up. The race would restart with 30 laps to go, with Sebastien Bourdais still in the lead and Kurt Busch alongside him on the front row.
Can Bourdais hold off Kurt Busch again?
We'll see. Busch got a good start here.
Whoa. Kinser about spins out. Oh, I think he might have a flat, Rusty.
Yeah, he does, Kenny. Something's wrong there. He's either got a lot of rubber buildup or he's definitely got a flat. Yeah, it looks like rubber buildup, doesn't it?
As Buddy Rice caught in the middle. Yeah, I think Kinser was really going through the gears and spinning the tires. Hard to believe you can spin the tires, but you can on the restarts.
New leader, Kurt Busch.
Kurt Busch was aggressive on the restart and was able to snatch the lead away from Sebastien Bourdais and take control of the race. Kurt Busch was maintaining a pretty good gap back to second place Sebastien Bourdais and the rest of the field, but on lap 46, everything would change and Kurt Busch would blow a right front tire and hammer the outside wall.
And there's Lasowski trying to, oh, in the wall, the leader, Kurt Busch, pounded the wall. He must have cut down a tire because he just launched into that concrete and hit it hard.
And I'm going to tell you, that's no easy hit. Certainly he's okay, as you see the car sparking right now, but that was a pretty hard hit. And thankfully, they got that Hans device on because He was late getting his Hans device. He's thanking himself right now for demanding he puts the Hans device on before the race.
Rusty, he hit hard.
He did hit hard. I'm real interested to see this replay here, because I believe this front end get knocked down in that wreck has either caused the excessive camber to get in the car or something to mess up the handling, and he's paying for it right now because of that.
See Sparks trailing from Busch's car.
Yeah, he just lost the tire, and that was it.
Well, Rusty, let's see on the first caution what happened to Kurt Busch's front end.
Well, the first caution, Mike, he came down through the grass right here, and as the camera pans across, he hit a culvert. He hit this culvert here. It bent the suspension up. The front end was riding real low to the ground, had excessive camber, and that's what blew it out.
Sebastien Bourdais back up front, but they're 3 wide for second. Buddy Rice inside Bobby Hamilton with Martin Truex on the outside. Now Lasowski on the inside for third, as Hamilton and Truex may have made a little contact.
And right now, everybody has brand new tires on. Everybody's fresh. So this is showtime. Here we go. Mark Martin on the inside of Max Pappas.
Little bump and run there.
Mark knows it's time to go, and he's going.
As the drivers would come to the restart, the broadcast would do a good job explaining of just what happened to Kurt Busch and why that tire must have blown. It's really unfortunate because he was really fast even with that damage, and who knows what might have happened if that tire held up. The restarts were once again very aggressive, especially Mark Martin, but Sebastien Bourdais was able to clear the rest of the field and settle into the lead. As they were approaching 20 laps to go, it was going to be a real shootout to decide the victor. Sebastien Bourdais would be able to control the race all the way to its final stages. However, Mark Martin has now made it up to second, and he would have to hold off IROC's most winningest driver if he was going to seal the deal and win this one.
The last open-wheel driver to score an IROC win, Buddy Lazier at Chicago, July of '02. 1 to go.
Rusty, what do you think Mark can do?
I think Mark's going, come on, Rice, get to my tail. Mark's working outside. He's probably going to try to pull it down, get some momentum. That's all he can do. He's got to get to his tail. He's got to have Rice on the backside of him.
1 car length separate the two as they head for turn 3, and Bourdais been able to keep his car on the bottom.
And he didn't lead the whole race. He's earned this right now. He's earned what he's doing.
He's drove a really smart race, Kenny. Bourdais done a great job keeping it real smooth, staying out of trouble.
IROC rookie Sebastien Bourdais scores in Texas.
Sebastien Bourdais would successfully hold off Mark Martin and the rest of the field and surprisingly take the victory, pretty much beating NASCAR drivers at their own game, scoring a very cool and popular win at the Texas Motor Speedway. And shout out to Buddy Rice as well for finishing third. 2005 was the only year that Sebastien Bourdais would compete in the IROC series, and this was his one and only win. He would not return in 2006, and after that the series went defunct, but his efforts throughout the 4 races in the series would earn him a 5th place finish in the standings. Well, that's going to do it for today's video. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're into motorsports history, you're in the right place. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more IROC videos. And I hope to see everyone in my next one. That's all for now. Take care, everybody.